because ain't nobody stopping me from getting to that title. It could have been Sugar Ray Leonard. It could have been Hearns. It could have been Hagler. It wasn't going to stop me from getting to where I was going, bro, because I was born to be a champion.
Now the champion, Antonio, the Magic Man, Tarver.
The medal in the Olympic Games, there must have been offers flooding in for you to turn pro.
You would think that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I love B-Hop, but I just think he was a part of an elaborate scheme, bro, because I was the champion, bro, coming into that fight. And I didn't get a rematch clause.
Do you believe you won that fight?
I believe I won that fight.
Yeah.
I know when I win a fight and you rob me, I took that person and I had to knock him out.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy?
Best moment, was it beating Griffin or was it knocking out Roy?
It was beating Sylvester Stallone, bro. And Rocky Balboa, that was the biggest moment right there.
Olympian, amateur world champion, pro world champ, promoter, and movie star. But who is Antonio Tarver now?
Now?
Hello and welcome back to First Round TV. We've got Hollywood in the house. Now, we are blessed with superstardom. Antonio Tarver, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Darren.
Really thrilled. When they said that you was coming on, I was stoked. I was really stoked. I mean, your career is incredible. But I want to start with this, right?
Yes,
I want to ask you a question. Olympian, amateur world champion, pro world champ, promoter, and movie star. But who is Antonio Tarver now?
Now?
Who are you now?
I'm still him.
Yeah.
I'm still him, bro. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Florida, born and bred. Did you say, was it Orlando you was born?
Orlando, Florida, the Magic Man.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Magic
sir.
Man.
That's where all the magic happened, in Orlando,
And
Florida.
How was your childhood? How was your upbringing?
I don't think it was different than anybody else's that came up tough. You know what I'm saying? Inner city, faced with everything everybody else faced with.
Yeah.
And I had to go through it, to get through the other side of it. But that was the making of Antonio Tarver. You know what I'm saying? All that was just really building everything that I didn't even know I would need.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? And when you look back at it, it was just a process. And I can see where I was chosen, bro, long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And God put a little light in my eyes and I didn't let that go for nothing. You understand? That was just my whole thing, overcoming. When I got off that couch in 1988, I knew I had to keep running, bro. I ran 3 miles with a mission in mind, and I'm still running to this day. I ain't looked back yet, bro.
Yeah. So was sport a massive part of your childhood?
Yes, because, that was the only thing to do.
Yeah.
Basketball, football, baseball. It was one season after the next. And then somebody put me on the gloves, and the rest was history.
Who put you on the gloves?
Lester Sears. He was the manager and the manager of the Boys and Girls, supervisor of the Boys and Girls Club. And that's where everybody really migrated at in the inner cities from Orlando. They bust us in from Carver Shows, Richmond Heights, Ivy Lane. And so we'll get there, and then now you got all the characters in one place. You know what I mean? So sports was always a part of my life. I played basketball. I could play everything good, but the only thing I was great at was boxing.
So I've said this in numerous podcasts. There's something about boxers. We're really just one-trick ponies. We're very, very good at boxing. Everything else, I mean, you sound like you wasn't too bad at other stuff, but I'm useless at everything else. Yeah. Everything else, it was only boxing.
I played it all, too. I was a quarterback, receiver, point guard, shooting guard, and I thought I was going to the pros.
Did you really?
I really did.
As what?
A basketball player.
Basketball,
yeah, I had hoop dreams at one time, but couldn't dribble for shit, bro. I couldn't dribble the ball for shit. And that's just for real, you feel me? I was slow, you feel me? But for some reason in boxing, I always found myself on top, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of way. And it all started in the streets, though. For real. My fighting started in the streets. I had a group of cousins, bro, the Streeters from Orlando, and it was about 8 boys. And that's who I hung with. You know what I mean? I was one of the younger ones, and I wanted to be with my cousins who lived in Ivy Lane, which was the project right across from Malibu. I was on the other street. So I would run to the hood, you know what I mean? But yeah, my cousins was tough, bro. I remember them jokers hitting me in my chest, knocking the air out of me. You feel me? And I was they little guy that fought everybody, bro. You wanted to fight, they gonna get me and fight the other kid, you know what I'm saying? So, and I have 2 historical fights that I had in Orlando in the streets. I never picked a fight. I want to just put that on record. Never picked a fight. But 2 of the toughest, badass guys in Orlando jumped on me one time at this popular city park, which is Lake Lenadoon. If you're from Orlando, Florida, you know Lake Lenadoon. In these 2 fights, I became a legend in Orlando because of these 2 fights.
Serious.
You can go to any barbershop right today. They still talking about it. You feel me? It was that serious because these guys was goons.
So you know the guy you said introduced you and put the gloves on you?
Lester Sears, yes.
So did he know about the fights that you've been having on the street?
Of course, because
said, right,
I was getting into it right at the boys club.
Right.
You know what I mean? He said, bro, we going to put your ass on some gloves because you won't stay out of trouble. And when I never forget my first time sparring, I really didn't even know the rules. And I'll never forget this. I didn't know the rules. I had my hands up here, right? I'm blocking everything right here. That joker hit me to the body, bro, and folded me. I thought he cheated or something, you feel me? Because I didn't know the rules. But I didn't quit that day. If I was going to quit boxing, that was the day I should have quit.
Right.
But I got up, I took it, and after I got my win back, I jumped my ass back in the ring, bro.
And I guess you found out then that you had something. It's okay being able to, let the shots go, but it's being able to take them.
Take them.
So you learned then that, there was something in there, a toughness that you can't buy, you can't teach.
I learned I didn't like body shots. I learned that right off the gate.
Right,
you feel me? Right out the gate, for real.
Your amateur record was incredible.
Thank you.
It really was, wasn't it? I mean, a friend of yours was just saying that you won the amateur national championships, the worlds, and the Pan Ams in the same year.
Yes.
Only man to do it.
That's never been done before. That's never been done before, and I take a lot of pride in that. I had one of the best years I could think of. And then, 96 came. I was favored to win gold.
Yeah, because you'd beaten Vasily Girov in
4
the
months,
semi-finals.
4 months earlier. 4 months earlier. You feel me? And I thought I handled him pretty well then, and I thought I handled him pretty well in the Olympics. But, you never can tell with the Olympics.
Did
you know
you
what I'm
think you
saying?
won that
I
fight?
thought I won the fight.
Okay.
Several analysts thought I won the fight. I hit him a lot more than he hit me, but then again, sometimes you don't get points. You don't get the score. And I felt like everything, man, was slipping. That 3rd round, I can go back to that moment right now. It felt like everything I worked for, everything. I didn't have no plans. 'Cause I felt like I was winning gold. That was it, bro. I was supposed to be the gold medalist in 96. I was the best fighter. And I proved that later in our professional careers.
Yeah.
I think if you ask anybody who's the better fighter out of me and Vasily Girov, I don't think it'd be a question who had the best professional career. You feel me? So it's a bittersweet pill when I think about the Olympics, bro.
But still, you medaled. You got the bronze.
It's great. I sacrificed 4 extra years to do that, though.
Oh, did you? What, you could have turned pro?
Bro, I could have turned pro 4 years before that.
But you did the cycle.
I wanted to go to the Olympics. If it wasn't in Atlanta, I probably would have turned pro. Because it was in the States, I sacrificed 4 years without a guarantee. Because I could have easily lost in the preliminaries or whatever.
You got to say that's successful, though.
Yeah, it is.
I know you were striving for gold, but still,
most definitely
to medal in the Olympic Games. I mean, you then turn professional, but then you've got something. There must have been offers flooding in for you to turn pro.
You would think that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Serious?
Not one, bro.
No.
I'm the best fighter in the world. And after the Olympics, I didn't get a manager or promoter to even show any interest in me.
Wow.
Yeah, they thought I was too old, bro. From the beginning, I came into the game at 27 years old. My first pro fight. Bro, I had to start from the Blue Horizon, bro. The Blue Horizon? And I fought there a couple times. But it ain't how you start, it's how you finish.
Well, something else that surprised me, and I didn't know this, and I should have really. You and Roy Jones are the same age, and you
I might be a little older than him, bro.
A tad,
about a month or two.
A month or two.
Hell yeah.
But you fought Roy in. You must have been kids then, right?
Yeah, 13 years old.
13.
13.
Sunshine Games?
Sunshine State Games. I started boxing at 10. I think we both started around the same time. And he beat a couple guys on my team already, but I didn't know anything about this guy. You feel me? Then they tell me I got to fight Roy Jones from Pensacola. Now all my boys telling me how good he was and all this.
Even at 13?
Even at 13,
wow.
He was a killer, bro. He had these little sloop shoulders that his shoulders went in. And he had the muscles. He was ripped. He had his daddy training him. So, of course, we wasn't getting the training Roy was getting. But I had the heart. I had the determination. And I had the will. So I knew after that fight, I didn't know until later, but that was a critical moment in my career.
It was close fight.
It was a close fight.
But
I beat his ass the first round. He beat my ass the second round. And he beat me in the third round. But he had to make an adjustment for me, though. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. I was orthodox. I was an orthodox fighter at the time.
Was you?
Yes, bro. I learned how to fight. I learned how to first box orthodox. So my natural boxing stance is orthodox. And I never let the people see that. You feel me? I was going to fight orthodox at heavyweight because I thought it gave me some advantages. But I fight orthodox better than I fight, or more comfortable than I fight southpaw.
What? Now?
Believe it or not.
Like even in your prime, you would say you was a better orthodox fighter, or just then?
I learned boxing naturally from an orthodox stance. So that's my natural stance. I had to teach myself southpaw.
Why did you turn?
Because I felt that southpaw was the best style for me because my power was in the back. Right, I'm left-handed. So I wanted to bring this power here. But when I was orthodox, I had a strong jab. And if I hit you with that left hook, it's curtains, bro.
Well,
that was my shot.
We'll find that out later on in your career. That left hook.
That left hook from the orthodox stance, I can hit a bull in the ass from a bullseye. You know what I mean? From a bullseye, bro. I was that gifted in it. But
really,
when I went back to amateur after the 88 Olympics, I don't think I was going to go back to boxing. I was on some other trajectory. I was doing something else, bro. I wasn't even thinking about sports at that time.
But you did the 4 years.
But, bro, I'm coming home for no reason at all. And I want people to understand this. I'm coming home for no reason at all. God put me right in front of the TV. When I turn on the TV, Roy in the ring, bro. 88 Olympics.
Yeah.
Roy in the Olympics. I'm watching this man finna win gold medal. And when they robbed him, bro, I took that personal. My mission was to get back into boxing and capture the gold medal that they robbed my boy Roy Jones Jr. of, bro. That was inspiration to me. And I said, if he can do it, so can I. You feel me? It's no excuse for me if I don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I still think though, to medal in the Olympic Games is incredible.
It is.
But then you fight on that show. You said you stopped Joaquin Garcia, second round.
My first fight, yeah.
What were the goals then? Was it to conquer the world, win a world title? Did you have any sort of goals at that time?
My goal has always been to prove I'm the best.
Right.
That's always been my goal. From the amateurs to the pro. I was programmed that way. I don't know nothing else but to win, bro.
Winner.
I had a successful amateur career. I turned pro. Why in my mind I'm going to ever doubt myself when I proved I was the best on every level? So you got to understand that coming from my eyes, I don't see nothing. You got to prove it to me. I don't see nothing.
I mean, it was all going to plan. It was going nicely. 16-0, you're flying. You got the world at your feet. And then you come up against Eric Harding, which I actually didn't know. And your pal just told me now. You lost the fight, but you broke your jaw in that contest. Dropped in the 11th, but still you hear that final bell. Again, talking about when you got up from that body shot, you're ticking boxes. Again, proving how tough you are. These are stuff that you can't buy, you can't teach.
You're right. You're right, bro. Again, I had already earned the shot at Roy Jones. I was the mandatory challenger. I'm pushing for this fight. And then, Roy had great allies with the IBF. Muhammad and all those boys used to promote Roy back in the day. For some reason, they took my mandatory and made me fight Eric Harding in another eliminator. You understand? So at that time, I was distracted. I wasn't thinking about no Eric Harding. I'm thinking about the big fish. You feel me? But sometimes you got to fall back in order to go forward.
Yeah.
And I think even if I would have won that fight against Eric Harding, see, I always look at the lessons in everything, bro. I don't give it. Even if I lose, there's a lesson in it. I got to learn something. So in that Eric Harding fight, I was distracted. I lost weight wrong. I wasn't in real tip-top shape. I burnt my body up losing weight. Plastic bag. I wasn't worrying about the strategy of the fight. I'm just worrying about making weight. And I thought I could beat this guy because I looked at film of Eric Harding. And from what I saw, I didn't see what he brought to the table. And that was the last fighter I watched film on. Because I realized that these guys can go to the gym and get better, bro. They can train and get better every training camp. So if a guy watching me on film, he's going to be very disappointed. You feel me? So Eric beat me fair and square that night. But I'm glad he beat me because I know I wasn't ready to beat no Roy Jones. But once I had that rematch with Eric Harding, again, they put me in a trick bag.
Why?
Because I wasn't supposed to win that fight.
Well,
I took a major risk, bro.
So you had 4 fights, didn't you? 4 straight wins. The last of those. So after the loss, you had 4 wins. The 4th fight was against Eric Harding.
But let me tell you this. I had earned the mandatory spot again.
Before that fight?
I had earned it back again, bro. I'm the number 1 contender now. And guess what? HBO called me. I ain't never made no serious money in boxing. You feel me? I'm still climbing. Them boys say they had a quarter for me. That's my number 2, Slim. You know, a quarter? You got a quarter? I'm going to take that fight. I had to fight Eric Harding again, bro. I had to fight the same man that beat me, same man that broke my jaw, and he had a chance to fight Roy, and he lost. So the IBF petitioned me to fight Eric Harding in a rematch, but I took that fight, Darren. And you know why I took that fight? Because I told myself, if you can't beat Eric Harding, bro, you don't deserve to be in that ring with Roy. So I accepted that challenge, and I knocked Eric Harding out in the rematch.
And you got a quarter.
I knocked Eric Harding ass out in the rematch. And I still didn't get the fight, though. They still put me on ice.
It must have been a great...
They still put me on ice,
It
Darren.
must have been a great feeling, though, to avenge the loss, get the win over Eric Harding. You proved the lot yourself anyway, but then to beat the man that had beaten you, you're well and truly back on track then. I was going to say as well, was you ever disheartened at all when you lost Eric Harding? I know that preparation wasn't as good as it could have been, but did you still believe then you could be a world champion even though you'd lost?
I knew I had some more work to do. I wasn't the complete fighter, that I felt I can become. And, I had to really build more resolve. And I learned that in the 9th round. But I could have quit in that fight against Eric Harding. From where I sit, bro, the pain I felt, and it wasn't even the fact that it was the fact after the jaw was broke, everything I did, I felt it. Moving around, it fainting, everything. I felt that jaw, bro. So I went down in 11 to catch my wind. I just dropped because he hit my glove. My glove touched my jaw, and I took a knee, bro. And the man hit me twice when I was on the ground. Go back and watch the tape. I'm on the ground. The man hit me twice. The referee didn't say nothing. And I didn't complain.
You got up.
I took my medicine, but it was a hurtful thing. I then see this is how God worked with me, bro. Like, I had a trainer that I loved, bro. Trainer Jimmy Williams taught me since I was 10 years old. One of the best trainers ever in the sport of boxing. I'm talking about a real trainer. I was with him from 10 all the way to 14. And then I had another amateur coach, but I knew the work he was doing in Tampa. He was working with Alex Stewart, Joey Gamache. He was working with guys like this, in Tampa. So I knew where I was going after I turned pro. I was going to reunite back with my old trainer, Jimmy Williams.
Yeah.
So we got together, we went and took it as far as we could, I believe. But when you need change in your life, you know, God put you in position to make those decisions. You know what I mean?
And who did you go to?
Buddy McGirt.
Buddy McGirt.
That's when
that's when you went to
That's
Buddy.
when we started. That's when Buddy came in the game. I came in the game. And I remember renting my hotel room to be in training camp at a day's end. I had a hot plate, bro. I cooked all my food on a hot plate that was no bigger than a real plate. You heard me?
Yeah.
But that's how I lived, in a hotel room. That's how much I wanted it. You feel me? So when I got with Buddy, bro, and Dudley Pierce, my strength and conditioning coach, all two of us came in the game together, and we still in the game. Dudley right now is my strength and conditioning coach for my little hitter, my protege, Kenzel Williams. And, you know, Buddy's still one of the best trainers in the game. He hasn't stopped training. He stay busy, but he ain't in the country. He overseas somewhere, you feel me, doing it. So, you know, I just take pride in the trainers that was able to help me along the way. You know what I mean?
But
really do.
You get revenge, which is obviously a great feeling, but the next fight is the big one.
Yeah.
The big one, the chance to realize a dream, the chance to show the world what you're all about. The very, very good Montel Griffin for unified titles in the light heavyweight division.
See, I still didn't get the fight I wanted after I knocked Eric Hardin out. You feel me, bro? I still had to go face Montel Griffin. Slick fighter, you know what I mean? Knew his way around the ring, knew how to box. Beat James Toney twice.
Yes.
Beat James Toney twice, and I shut him out 12-0. Knocked him down in the first round and knocked him down in the 12th round. I think one of my more complete fights where I controlled my man every second of the fight. I think I did.
Try and explain the feeling of being told you're the new. Those instructions, the new light heavyweight champion of the world.
I was the new, but I knew there was still a goat ahead of me. You feel me? So he still was the light heavyweight champion. Everybody saw him as the king. No matter what.
This is elite level mentality.
Elite level, bro.
About now.
Elite level.
Like you've just won 2 world titles and you're not.
But I didn't beat the man, though. I didn't beat the man. And this was a hell of a man in front of me. You know that. So, I mean, like I said, Darren, if Roy would have fought me when he was supposed to fight me, I don't know if I'd do as well as I did. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I knew how good he was and I knew how much he was loved. You know what I mean? I had to be better than great to beat that man.
Yeah. You get the chance to fight him eventually. It's taken a long, long time. How excited was you? What was the feeling once that fight got announced? That's the fight. This is the chance to prove that I am number one in the light heavyweight divisions. Excited? Very excited, man. It's what I dreamed for, what I dreamed about. And I want to say, bro, I didn't know it was going to be Roy Jones. It wasn't up to me. I knew I was a light heavyweight. See, he was super middleweight for a long time. He was middleweight. I didn't know, but when he went to light heavyweight, things changed. You in my weight class. We on a head-on collision because ain't nobody stopping me from getting to that title. It could have been Sugar Ray Leonard. It could have been Hearns. It could have been Hagler. It wasn't going to stop me from getting to where I was going, bro, because I was born to be a champion. My life tells me that. My life tells me that. So I wasn't giving that up for nobody. And God gave me a promise. If I do what I was supposed to do, he was going to bless me. And he blessed me. I saw it, I believed it, and I did it, bro. And I don't know, it was big enough. I had to overcome the devil anyway. So when I kicked the devil in the ass, wasn't nobody stopping me, bro. If you know what I had to overcome to get my life back, nobody wasn't taking it. Didn't care who you was. I earned that the hard way. Would he have been pound for pound number 1 in the world at the time?
He was. And I was number 10. So sometime you got to jump the line. Bro.
How good was Roy back then in that first fight?
He was great.
Close fight, right?
He was great, bro.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He was everything they say he was.
Really?
Unbelievable. They just didn't see me, Darren. They just didn't see me, bro. And that's what it is. That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
So a few months later, you're back in with him. So it was a close fight, right? Do you believe you won that fight?
I believe I won that fight.
Yeah, you believe it.
I went in as the unified champion. I put hands on Roy, bro. Everybody saw that. Nobody's ever faced that man and had that type of night against Roy Jones, bro. They just didn't see me. I was always built for that, bro. They know that. Coming from the end, you don't do what I did and win what I won by not being that guy. I was the leader of that team, bro. I wasn't no member. I was the leader of men. Floyd Mayweather, Fernando Vargas, David Reed. Bro, I can go on and on. I inspired those young men. I was 26, 27 years old. Who you think they were looking at? Who you think they were looking at, bro? Let's be real.
That second fight, I was just showing the boys as well in the car when the referee says, "Any questions?" You look all right. What did you say? You got any? What's your
got any excuses tonight, bro?
Yeah, what did you say? What was his exact words?
You got any excuses tonight, Roy?
You got any excuses tonight? That was
because the whole first fight was. Now, bro, when I say go back, if you want to see what elite boxing looked like, bro, go watch that first fight. Everything you want to see in that fight, skills, speed, timing, execution, combination punches, counter punching, everything, bro. Go look at two elite fighters face each other. But when I feel like you stole something from me, I feel like you robbed me, that's how I felt. Because I know when I win a fight, bro.
Yeah, you know.
I know when I win a fight. And you robbed me, I took that personal. And I had to knock him out in the second fight.
Before you did.
Because I knew I couldn't get a fair shake. That's how I felt. I couldn't get a fair shake, bro.
You couldn't afford for it to go to the points again.
I couldn't get a fair shake, period. That's how I felt. That's how I trained. I got to get this man out of there. And I did that. I took a chance. I gambled on myself, bro. And I came through, you feel me, at the biggest moment, the biggest time. And that was just, for me, it was just clarification that I was him, bro. Like, I'm that guy. I've been that guy. I'm still that guy. You feel me? And that's it. And they never gonna see it like I saw it. But I truly believe the real ones, Darren, no. You can't fool them. They gonna tell the truth. The real ones. They saw it for their own eyes. Their eyes didn't lie to them. Their eyes didn't lie to them. Then they want to try to make all these narratives. And it's still going to this day. To this day, they still always say, prime. Okay. Show me where Roy looked anything less than what he, until he met me.
That left hand. That shot against Roy Jones when you knock him out, or the complete performance against Montel Griffin, what do you think was better? Not as a win, but for you, to dominate a champion like Griffin or to knock out a legend like Roy Jones?
Griffin was my first championship. I'll never forget that. That was the first time I ever was crowned world champion. I won the IBF and the WBC in the same night. That was a great moment in time. But when you beat a guy had the status and the history of Roy Jones, I mean, that's on a different level. That's on a different level, you know what I'm saying? And, man, Roy, to this day, I respect that man. He gave me that opportunity. He probably could have been political and not fought me the second time. But he knew what I had gone through, bro. You know what I mean? He knew what I overcame. And I felt some way in his heart, he felt like he owed it me that, at least. That's how I feel, you know what I mean? Because I earned it, bro. I beat everybody ranked above me. Everybody. You show me one other fighter did that.
Yeah.
Everybody that was ranked above me, I got him out of there until it wasn't nobody else left. So that's how I saw it.
After the Roy Jones win, a man that you'd been chasing for so long, was there ever a part of you that was content and thought about retiring? Or was it, right, let's dominate?
No, I never thought about retiring, bro.
Did you not?
I was having so much fun there. You feel me, bro? When I want to retire.
And you're earning more than a quarter
I mean,
now.
it wasn't even about the money, bro. It was just about the love, the experience, the travels, you know, the journey. That's what it's about, the journey, the people you meet along the way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that part. And even to this day, I know I ain't did nothing in almost 15 years, bro. Everywhere I go, somebody recognize me. Somebody say, man, I appreciate what you did, what you gave to the game, bro. You feel me? That's what means something to me. And these young men coming up behind me now, bro, it's my turn now to pass all this knowledge down, all this experience to the next guy. But he got to want it just like I wanted it. That ain't going to be never compromised. You feel me?
Yeah.
So if you come see me, if you see a guy, if you see me in a guy corner, know that guy did his job. Just know that. Because I ain't going to have it no other way, bro.
I said to you, though, didn't I? Anyone around my sort of age will remember you breaking hearts.
Oh, man, I get it every day. They tell me about it, bro. But I just ask them, like, hey, forgive me, bro. I was doing my job.
A big moment in boxing, though, that.
Yes.
I'd go as far as saying, forget how good you was, though. It still shook the world, didn't it? Because I know Roy had lost to Griffin, but he didn't, it was a disqualification.
No, but Roy came back and knocked him out in the first round in the rematch.
So he
that
was unbeaten. Really.
That was the only rematch Roy ever had. Remember that.
Yeah.
So what you think they thought he was going to do to me, bro? Be honest.
Yeah. You have two very tough fights after that with Glenn Johnson. How tough was Johnson?
He was tough, but he wasn't tougher than me. He was tough. Yeah. He wasn't tougher than me. I think I proved that in the second fight. In a fight, I thought I won the first fight, hands down. Go look at the rounds. All you got to do is look at the rounds and score them without the commentary. I never thought I lost to Glenn Johnson, bro. Personally, I never thought I lost. I thought they robbed me. They gave him the fighter of the year, and I beat his ass 4 months later, convincingly.
He got fighter of the year, did he?
Fighter of the year in 04. Yeah. Beat him handily in Memphis. Come on, bro. I beat him at his own fight. Center of the ring, I ain't backing up. Let's see who's going to move first. That's how that rematch was. And I told him, I ain't going nowhere. So I let him go that night. You feel me?
So you beat him in the second fight, another successful rematch. But how comes the Roy fight come back up again? Was it because it was one apiece? We got to settle the rivalry for once.
Okay, let me go back to. I knocked Roy out, right?
Yeah.
I win that fight, but there's a belt out there, the IBF. Roy had no business being in that ring with Glenn Johnson, bro. How you beat me back in the ring and I knocked you out? You understand? He had no business being in there. You get knocked out, you got 180 days suspension at least. He was in there 3 months later. They never gave the man a suspension. So when you look at what Glenn Johnson did, that was residue. That was residue from the Tarver fight. And you can go back on record, bro. Anybody that goes 12 rounds with me ain't the same fighter. Ain't the same fighter, bro. Do your research. I'm going to take something out you, bro, because that's what I'm there for. You go 24 rounds with me, you ain't the same fighter, bro. Glenn Johnson wasn't. What's my man name that beat me? Was younger than me. Harding wasn't. Chad Dawson wasn't.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I was a tough out for anybody, bro.
Yeah.
I was a tough out, bro, for anybody.
Good feeling beating Roy again and nipping that.
What I wanted to say was he got back in the ring before me. I'm in the audience looking. I'm okay, you win the fight. We gonna fight again, whatever. Bro, he get knocked out by Glenn Johnson. I'm like, damn, everything up. So, my next thing is, I'm going to fight Glenn Johnson then. You prove that I'm going to fight you. So he beat me the first time. I had to come back and beat him. So I got rid of him. Then we fought again, me and Roy. It was tied 1-1. So I had to get a man a fair one. And because he gave me one. You feel me? And that third fight, I thought I did amazing. Roy got his daddy back. He came to fight, bro. I don't know what people were saying. He went, nah, bro. If I would have came less than prepared, I would have lost every fight. Because that's the type of fighter Roy Jones is.
Was there a big difference between the first fight with Roy and the last fight with him? Was there any differences between Roy and
I was the champion.
Right.
I was the champion, I had cleaned out the division. And so I guess everyone, people was receiving me as the champion. You feel me? So a lot of people didn't think Roy was going to win that third fight. They kind of gave me a chance in that fight. Even though they didn't give me a chance in none of my championship fights, I was an underdog every time. Every time I was an underdog. So that let me know they don't know nothing about boxing, bro. That let me know right there they don't know nothing about boxing. I'm an underdog against Clinton Woods, Danny Green.
Was you underdog
Underdog
against? I didn't
against
know
Clinton
that.
Woods,
Was you really?
Danny Green, all these guys.
I didn't know you was underdog against.
Every championship fight I won, I'm a 5-time champion. Every time I was an underdog, even Montel Griffin, bro. So when it's between your ears, they can't rate that because that ain't on the tail of the tape. You heard me?
One of the fights as well you had there was Bernard Hopkins. How good was Hopkins? Was he the executioner then or the alien?
That's always a sticky subject for me. Because, some things you know about boxing, some things you just know, bro, from experience. And I love Hopkins. I love B-Hop, But I just think he was a part of an elaborate scheme, bro. It's the biggest Jedi mind trick in American boxing.
What?
That they think he was in with Antonio Tarver, bro. They thought he was in with me all the way. Nah, bro, that wasn't me. And they know that. For whatever reason, they know that, bro.
What, you saying, there was something wrong with you going into that?
Bro, it had to be. Look at the fight. Go back and study the fight, Darren. You know boxing. And I want you to call me and tell me what you saw.
What do you think happened?
I was just a shell of myself. And I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't put your finger on it?
I can put my finger on it. Yeah, of course I can. It's a dirty game, bro. Period. And I ain't making no excuses, Darren, because if I'm the first one to give a man credit, you beat me, bro.
Yep.
You beat me at my best. It wasn't that, bro. Because I was the champion, bro, coming into that fight. And I didn't get a rematch clause against a guy that's moving up 2 weight classes. That's just like Crawford and Canelo. You think Crawford ain't got a rematch clause in that fight, bro? And so with no rematch clause, I can't get back, Darren. I can't get back. When they knew, there was a good chance he would win. You understand? So I didn't know, bro. I was blind. I learned something that night, though. So now I can talk and teach my kids. You feel me? You got to protect yourself at all times. That's what they say. The rules are. All the time, bro. All the time. So that was a lesson. I didn't get my get back.
No.
And that's unfortunate because I'm 3-0 in rematches.
Yeah.
No, 3-1. Chad Dawson beat me.
Chad Dawson, the last 2, right?
Last rematch. Yeah.
No, sorry.
He beat me the first time. I had the rematch and I lost.
Yeah.
By a close decision. But that was to a young, talented kid that was 15 years younger than me.
Yeah, he was unbeaten, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Twice.
15 years younger than me. And I'll take my hat off to him. But if we was the same age, I think I kind of know how that fight would have went, bro. You feel me? If I had 3 more years on me, I think I know how that fight would have went. But taking nothing away from Chad Dawson. But if I only lose to Chad Dawson and that night in New Jersey, Atlantic City, 10 miles away from Philly, if I don't lose that fight, bro, them the only 2 guys that beat me in boxing.
After the Hopkins defeat, you don't get the rematch. You're out the ring for a year. Was there what about thoughts of retirement then? With all you'd achieved, you lose a fight, albeit to a very good fighter, you don't get your rematch, you're out the year of ring. No?
I never thought about retiring. I don't know why, bro. I just never thought about retiring until I retired.
So what would the goals have been then? Just to get the title back? Revenge?
Well, I lost to Hopkins, right?
Yep.
Did I become world champion after that? So he didn't ruin me. He didn't destroy me. I was able to come back and beat younger fighters. So it had to be something wrong in that fight. Had to be. Because if I came from that fight, I wasn't even a A fighter. That looked like a C fighter in that fight against Hopkins. That wasn't no elite fighter. That wasn't elite Antonio Tarver. I had showed you guys that. You feel me? That wasn't no elite Tarver, bro. I don't know what happened, but that fight, come on, bro. If we would have had the rematch, we could have straightened it out, though. Like all the other fights I had. So that's a bitter pill because I know Hopkins, how great he is. But he don't know what it feels like to be in there with me, bro.
Why did you stay out the ring for a year? You come back, you fought Elvir McKeary, is that?
No, Elvis what my man named from
McQuarrie or something? Mariki?
Mariki, Elvis Mariki. He was a regional champion from New York. I mean, the Kosovo kid had a big following up there in New York. Tough guy. And I beat him handedly coming back out the year. I thought so, but everybody talking about, he thought he won the fight. It was crazy.
You win the IBO title. Then just very quickly, what's your opinion on the IBO title?
Fred Levin, I like the IBO title, bro. They gave me opportunities when other belts wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the champion make the belts.
Yeah, so true.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I defended the IBO a couple times. I had to go over there and beat Danny Green for the cruiserweight championship. Yeah. And Danny was one of the top cruiserweights at the time, knocked Roy out in one round and beat a couple more big name fighters. But Danny was a tough dude, bro.
We're going to go on to that,
dude.
We're going to go on to that. But you fight the favorite in the fight in Clinton Woods, the IBF world champion. Yeah.
And they were setting Clinton Woods up with Calzaghe.
That's right.
That fight, all he had to do is beat me. So when I whooped Clinton Woods, I thought I had Calzaghe on the plate. You feel me? I knew I had Calzaghe on the plate.
Was that a fight you wanted?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted that fight, bro, because he was considered one of the best.
And I don't know if you would be able to remember, because I don't, but had Joe beaten Bernard?
Not at the time. He hadn't beat Roy either. So it was an opportunity for, I thought he wanted a piece of the title.
Right, so he hadn't moved up to light heavy yet then?
I'm not sure, but they was talking about that fight big. Right. Big. That's if he beat me, he gonna fight Clinton Woods for a domestic situation. Clinton Woods was a tough guy, bro. Tough, had a chin. Hard nose. But I had to really go to my technique then. You know what I mean? Move, slick. I had to be slick with him, bro. And I was in shape. I was in shape.
Again, what an incredible career at that point.
Yeah.
You suffered losses, you come back, you have the year out, you're then champion of the world again, beating a favorite. I mean, it's remarkable, really.
Comeback kid, bro.
Comeback kid.
Yeah.
And then you suffer the 2 back-to-back defeats to Chad Dawson. Again, we don't really need to go over this too much, but he was younger. Father time waits for no one. Look, at some point,
you're right.
It would be interesting. We talk about fantasy fights all the time. I'm going to ask you later about Canelo and Crawford and things like that. It would be interesting to see you in your prime versus Chad Dawson, who obviously was in his prime when you.
That would have been a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a fight. Chad had gift. He had skills, sort of like a mirror of myself.
Yeah.
He wasn't noted for the power, but man, could he box. A natural boxer, clean boxer. You know what I'm saying? He could box.
Then you jumping over to the other side of the world, pretty much, fighting Danny Green in Australia. I want to talk about this fight as well. You move up to cruiserweight. Was you really struggling at light heavyweight then?
Wasn't I 36 years old at the time? Something like that? Yeah, and I was always a big light heavyweight. That's why I didn't care about what nobody say about losing weight. Nobody lost as much weight as me at the light heavyweight division, bro. This is my natural weight right here.
What would you be coming down
from? See, this is the thing. As an amateur, the limit was 178. 178. I'm 27 years old already, but my body is accustomed to the 178.
You got to lose another 3
pounds. And I got to lose 3 pounds to even start in this division. So I had to do a transformation, bro. And it wasn't until I got a dietitian that really knew and understood the body to where I started making weight a little more healthier. But that was after I lost to my last light heavyweight loss was Chad Dawson. I had already been outgrew the weight class, bro.
How much weight were you losing?
20 pounds at least. I'm 200, 210 naturally. You feel me? And so, yeah, that was tough, bro. It wasn't nothing for me to lose 20 pounds for a fight. That was normal. Back then, that was normal.
After that win, I mean, you're talking about that IBO title. Do you class yourself as a 2-weight world champion?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm just intrigued because obviously you got the 4 governing bodies.
But again, nobody at cruiserweight would fight me. When I knocked Danny Green out, bro, nobody wasn't trying to fight me. And so, Darren, that was the problem. In my elder stage of my career, I was too big of a risk for these guys. That's what they always told me. I'm the risk that nobody wanted to take.
You proved it against Woods.
Come on, bro. I'm the risk nobody wanted to take. That's why I'm undefeated as a heavyweight right now today. Never lost as a cruiserweight. My last loss was in 2009 against Chad Dawson, bro. I retired in 2015 because I couldn't get no fights. Couldn't get no fights.
So your last fight, Steve Cunningham.
I thought I won that fight. They said it was a draw. I won that fight 8-4, bro. If you know anything about boxing. So, I couldn't get I couldn't get a fair shake, bro. It's like it was crazy. I had to be better than great in all my fights, bro. I was judged differently. Bro. You know that. Come on, man.
So after the draw with Cunningham, just no opportunities, nothing, just the time to retire. Did you know that?
Bro, I knocked out a top 10 heavyweight, bro. And you look at how many championships these guys was getting at the time. I knocked out Jonathan Banks.
Was that 7th round, was it, or something?
8th round, something like that. Right. I knocked out Jonathan Banks, who was a top 10 heavyweight who had just knocked out and beat the biggest American fighter we had at that one time, the football player they was moving. I forget his name, but he was one of the biggest guys out there at the time. And he beat him. Jonathan Banks beat him. I knocked Jonathan Banks out and don't get no action at the heavyweight division. Now, we got an inexperienced Wilder out there, and we got a Fury that was inexperienced at the time. These are the guys. And then we had Klitschko coming back. But, man, I thought I earned a shot at the title when you look at Chris Arreola fought 5 times for the title and ain't beat no top 10 fighter. So, you know what I'm saying? It was weird to me, bro.
Yeah. Well, you hang up the gloves. What a career.
Thank you.
What a career. When you look back, you must be so proud.
I am.
You must be so proud. Bro. The one thing and I've got a few more questions here about the current scene, etc. But it's that elite level mentality that the likes of you and all these guys have. Never being content, always wanting more. Like I say, like when I won a title, that was it. I didn't care. I instantly lost that fight, that drive, but you just keep going all the time. You are in a group of special people.
Thank you.
Special people. You must be so proud of what you was able to achieve. Going back to the amateurs as well.
Yes, man. I was always driven. Yeah, and it just, when I look back at it, as hard as it was, I'll do it all over again. Bro. Like, that's where I'm at with it. I know hard work pays off, bro.
What would you do differently if you did go back in time?
Take my career a little bit more serious. Because back then, bro, Floyd Mayweather was the only one that was truly committed and dedicated to the game. You know what I mean? All the time. If I wasn't preparing for no fights, I live life. You feel me? Yeah. That's how the old school did it. You feel me? We ain't trained until we had a fight schedule. That's how I thought it was. But Floyd told us something different and showed us something different that you can have, bro, as long as you in this game, train. And but maybe it wouldn't have worked out like that for me. You feel me? But I know one thing. When I set my mind to it and I worked, bro, I'm undefeated.
As fantastic as your career was, are there any regrets?
I came up hard, bro. I came up hard. I never knew what it felt like, to have that, feel like you're a part of something, bro. Like, I felt like I always was on the outside looking in to the game. You feel me? Trying to shake this shit up so they can recognize what they've been missing all this time. But it's cool. Right now, bro, I'm content with what I'm doing, bro. I'm back commentating. That's where I want to be. Because I think I got an optic for this game, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I try to, really focus on that. And these young men that's coming up, bro, I'm a trainer now, bro. And I think I've always been a trainer.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it, bro.
Would you enjoy more, the commentary or the training?
I like both.
Yeah.
I like both.
Just being involved
you can
in
make
the sport that's been so great to you.
Yeah, I know I can, help these young men.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
The best you fought?
Unquestionably Roy Jones, bro. No question. No question.
If somebody was, and there's many do say it, was to say that Roy Jones in his prime was the best ever, you couldn't really argue, could you?
And
you couldn't really argue, could you?
before me, he was that great. Before me, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If someone said who's the greatest ever fighter?
Well, Sugar Ray Robinson and Roy. You got to do Sugar Ray Robinson, bro, and Roy Jones at the time. But again, you had this one guy, one young man from Orlando that gave him fits, gave him hell, bro. And I wasn't taking no for an answer, bro. You feel me? Like that's what it is. And when you look at my amateur career, bro, I just don't know how they missed me.
Yeah.
They thought I came out of nowhere and Roy gave me a shot. No, bro. I beat every man ranked above me, and coming from the amateur, they should have known this guy was special.
Best moment, was it beating Griffin or was it knocking out Roy?
It was beating Sylvester Stallone, bro. And Rocky Balboa. That was the biggest moment right there, bro.
Well,
you know that.
Talk about a segue. What a brilliant way to bring in the acting and the the movie game. How did that come about?
Bro, I met Sly in 1996 for the first time. He flew me in from Atlanta after the Olympics. We went and met at Planet Hollywood.
Right.
He told me something about it then. I didn't really hit me then. And then years later, after I had did what I did in my career, Sly, he's a smart guy, bro. Smart guy. And I appreciate him for giving me that opportunity. That's something I've always wanted to do.
Great, sir.
Never knew how I was going to get there, but God working mysterious ways. You know what I mean? People, it's spiritual for me, bro. You think I just got here by no, answer prayers, bro. Seriously.
What was it like acting?
It was good, bro. I think I'm natural at it. I want to do more of it, a lot more of it. You feel me? Yeah, it came natural to me.
Anyone watching this? He's your next man. He's your next Bond villain.
Believe it or not, I got a script for Creed too.
Have you really?
Yeah, me and my son, bro. I got a script for Creed. He don't like how it end, but be all right. You feel me? He'll be all right.
Who, Antonio? Who would play you in a film?
My nephew.
Yeah,
my nephew, bro. Yeah, he bad. Jameson. Yeah, Jameson Cole. He coming too.
Is it? Yeah,
he coming. He's in the Army right now. He gets out next year. And beware. Boxing fans.
Not good.
We got another one. He looked just like me. You're going to think it's euphoria, but it's not. You're not seeing things. He just another southpaw, look just like his uncle. That's my baby sister's son. And he a killer. Will
he go straight into the pros?
He already been amateur. He's an amateur boxer now.
So in the Army, done his amateur.
He's amateur now. He fights out of Houston, Texas. A bad boy.
Will you train him?
Jameson Cole, of course. I'm going to train him.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm training him.
What's your opinion on the current light heavyweight scene? The current crop, Bivol, Beterbiev, Benavidez?
Them boys bad, bro. Yeah, Benavidez. Now we got this young kid that's fighting Benavidez. He want his shot.
In the yard, yeah.
And Beterbiev and Bivol, yeah, it's a hot division. It ain't been this stacked since we was in it. You feel me? It wasn't this stacked with all these guys at the top since me, Roy, and all them other guys was up there, So it's a good time to be a light heavyweight.
How would you have got on with those guys?
I'm a different breed, bro. I don't see nobody, bro. I'm a different breed.
Who would have been the hardest fight out of those three, Bivol, Beterbiev, and Benavidez, in your opinion?
Probably David Benavidez because of his size. Probably David.
Yeah.
Probably be the toughest.
He was...
See, Bivol, I know about those guys. I beat those European fighters that box like that. I was the best at that. I ain't worrying about that. I can easily, that's my thing. But when you look at David Benavidez, I think he brings different wrinkles to the game. He's a big guy that throws combination punches. It's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, he's relentless.
And that's what makes him different. But if anybody could adjust to that, it's a guy like me because I had hand speed. I threw combination punches. You feel me?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to know your opinion on this. Who's the greatest light heavyweight of all time?
Archie Moore, probably. Archie Moore, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Michael Spinks. You could probably say Michael Spinks of all time. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
What's your opinion on Canelo Crawford? How do you think that one plays out?
I love Crawford, bro.
Yeah.
You know, he reminds me of me. When I look at everything he's gone through, everything he had to overcome, you know, being the pound for pound without getting recognized as the pound for pound, and he's still fighting for respect. You feel me, bro? I see a lot of me and Crawford when you look at his energy, the way he speak on boxing. He processed the game a lot different than a lot of these guys. And I think it's between his ears. He's a smart fighter.
Did he win the fight?
I like him to win a decision. I like him to win a decision only because I believe Canelo is facing a guy that he hasn't faced, a guy this tough since he had to get back to, I believe, what's the guy named that Plant? I think if Canelo come in like he did against Plant and have that type of energy, that type of footwork, and that type of resilience, I think that's going to give Crawford fits. But if he come in like he did his last 3 fights, that ain't going to be enough.
Looking forward to it. Very quickly, last question. Got to be quick. Your Mount Rushmore, 4 fighters,
wow.
Your favorite 5 fighters of all time.
Jack Johnson.
That's exactly what Shannon Briggs said 2 days
Jack
ago.
Johnson, bro. I want to play him too in a movie. I think I can give it service. I think I can do service with Jack Johnson. We look just alike.
So Jack Johnson.
We look just alike, bro.
You do look very similar.
I just need a gold teeth, 1 teeth right there. That's it. We good. You feel?
So we got Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson, Floyd Mayweather. Got to put Floyd up there. Ali, bro.
Yeah,
I'm from that era. Then we got to make room for Sugar Ray. See, those are the ones that I really made impact on me. And Marvin Hagler is my idol. Hence the bald head. You know what I mean? Marvin Hagler was my idol. Southpaw.
He was the first one to have the IBF middleweight title. That's why I'm so proud that I
Beautiful.
had that belt.
Beautiful.
Antonio, I can't thank you enough. I know you're
Thank
busy.
you, Darren. I appreciate
you're
it,
here.
man.
We're in the Big Apple. You're working tomorrow night. We're going to the fight tonight.
Yes.
Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. Enjoy your evening. But from everyone at First Round TV, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you for having me.
This is superstardom we've got right here. Thank you.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. My guy.